Thank you for joining us. My name is Eli Pinjus. I'm the Senior Director of Development at B&B. On behalf of the team, along with our partners, the Civic Group, Chris, we welcome you to this wonderful location. We gather to celebrate and honor the preservation of a true gem in the heart of downtown Baltimore. We have come together to recognize the efforts and dedication put forth in the renovation of this historic building, Crook Horner Lofts. We stand not only in the presence of brick and mortar, but in the embrace of history itself. This building serves a testament to our collective commitment to honoring Baltimore's heritage and preserving the essence of the city's rich narrative. Thank you, Governor Moore, Lieutenant Governor Miller, and Secretary Rebecca Flora. Thank you, Elizabeth Hughes, Director of the Maryland Historical Trust, the State Historic Preservation Office, and the trustees of the Maryland Historical Trust. And thank you to the man whose vision, energy, and experience made this possible, Alan Bell. Please applaud. We're now going to invite Elizabeth Hughes up to present the Award of Excellence in Rehabilitation.
Good morning. Good morning. Wonderful to see so many people out today. Thank you for coming out. My name is Elizabeth Hughes. I'm the Director of the Maryland Historical Trust and Maryland State Historic Preservation Officer. And I'm just delighted to be here today to present the 2024 Maryland Preservation Award for Excellence in Rehabilitation to the Crook Horner Lofts project. Yes. So I think we also have with us today a representative from the Maryland Comptroller's Office. Is that right? Did they come out? All right, they may be coming later. So, since 1975, the Maryland Historical Trust Board of Trustees has honored the outstanding preservation efforts of individuals, businesses, nonprofit organizations, local governments, and others who protect, steward, and share the historic places and cultural heritage that make Maryland unique. What we are seeing today is an incredible transformation, made possible in part by the use of state and federal historic preservation tax credits, by a developer who understands that there could be a vibrant future for these abandoned buildings. And we're hoping that this is just the first of many development projects to come here in Baltimore by this building. 301 and 305 North Howard Street had been sitting vacant for years and yet still retained much of its historic fabric, like original staircases, tin ceilings, and wood floors. Dramatic open spaces were created inside, complete with original and recreated historic details, and on the exterior, 1930s photographs were used to reconstruct the cornice and storefront that once existed. The buildings themselves date back to the 19th century, where they were used as a manufacturing and warehouse facility for the Crook Horner Company, manufacturers of plumbing and mill supplies. The buildings would eventually be taken over by Pollock's Furniture, a mattress manufacturing company, and I was told today that there was a 7-Eleven here, not too long ago. These buildings represent a period in Baltimore where this district was transitioning from residential to the retail core of the city, and it seems only right that they now serve as both a home and retail space for Baltimore City residents. With a vision to catalyze additional redevelopment in the area, this project exemplifies the profound impact of historic preservation in commercial contexts, setting a high standard for future projects. On behalf of the Maryland Historical Trust, I'm pleased to present this Excellence in Rehabilitation Award to Alan Bell and Chris Blume, co-developers of B&B Urban. Congratulations, and thank you for bringing these buildings back to life.
Thank you so much.
Chris Fume, founder of the Civic Group, one half of the development team here at Crook Horner. What do you see when you look outside? I can tell you what I see. I see tremendous value in not only what exists today, but what could be. This is our third project on Howard Street. I see this as a future thriving residential and shopping district, offering housing options for a diverse range of incomes that supports our small and local businesses, like Lynette and Air Couples Tea, who provide our refreshments today, or like Decorel, our first retail tenant actually, who is present today. Very talented, very talented. You should look at their stuff right away. I see this as a space that has culture, as a place that promotes entrepreneurship. There's a lot of love in this project. You can feel it when you're in the spaces. You can see what happens when you refuse to take shortcuts in delivering the product you think the neighborhood deserves while not overlooking the beauty already existing. You can see it if you just look a little harder. It's not a secret to us that this building stands out amongst its peers on the block. As mentioned, this block sat vacant for decades. This project was about being intentional, of which Alan Bell has been since day one. I would like to thank Mayor Scott, Senator Hayes, Councilman Eric Costello, and a special shout out to the state of Maryland and MHT for your support, because without you, it would not be possible. I'd also like to thank our design team, just here today, from S&P Architects, our contracting team from J. Cole Builders. We've got Warren over there, who really managed the whole project. He did the hard work. We just take credit for it. And I just want to thank you all for coming out today. This project is super special for us. We really hope that it serves as a catalyst for more things like it in the neighborhood. The reception that we've gotten is overwhelming. Honestly, people love it. They love that we're trying to do something different. And we hope that it really pays off for not only the project, but for the whole neighborhood in the end. That, I'll go ahead
Thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you to the board members of the trust. Can we talk? Sometimes an outsider can see things that locals may be numb to. Coming from New York City and not having ever been to Baltimore before, we took that first walk from the train station through Mount Vernon and then down North Howard Street in 2018. Wow. What a heritage of grand historic architecture. Someone at some time appreciated the importance of good architecture and, need I say, had the funds to create it. I could not help thinking on subsequent walks that if this assemblage of structures was in any neighborhood of New York City, or even Jersey City, it would be a very highly sought after and expensive district.
Thank you.
But this is Baltimore in 2024. There is an expression that goes, at least my version goes, if you give a carpenter a hammer, everything seems like a nail. All of us who appreciate the design and craftsmanship of good historical architecture feel the need to preserve it. But to those charged with this mission, you carpenters out there, I ask that you swing the hammer more gently here in Baltimore. Whether you are MHT, CHAP, or a neighborhood organization that rules on historic-related development, put away the cudgel, please. Instead, I urge you to roll out the welcome mat. Why? Because time is not on your side here in Baltimore, and when these buildings are gone that we love, they will not be coming back. Just look at the remaining buildings on this block, or on the abandoned Hulk 1 block away on Utah Street. Be as flexible as you possibly can be. Save structures even if you are not completely thrilled with what is being proposed. The Crook Horner Lofts building you are now in, by the way, is not a feasible model for historic preservation and adaptive reuse. I'm 72 years old, my kids are all grown up and are gainfully employed. I can do something that I want to do, even if it is uneconomic. This building should not be used as proof that these projects can be saved. The existing toolkit available here in this just not adequate? And one suggestion, I have not done a study of all the historic preservation awards over the past decade or so, but I have a strong impression that the majority take a very long time to be completed, and a significant percentage never proceed. Those political forces that oppose state financial assistance for historic renovation then use this to argue for a reduction in funding, or at least that there is no need to expand funding. Why not only reserve awards to projects that are ready to proceed? Create a separate category you might call something like project worthy of support, and wait to fund those credits when the rest of their financing is ready. No guarantee of funding, but enough assurance to encourage a developer to proceed with the process. And to all the developers out there who are scared away from fixing up great old buildings, I say that architectural preservation and adaptive reuse is good business. I mean to prove that here at Crook Horner Lofts. I'm playing the long game. All right? And let me give a shout out to Mimi Jagier, our preservation consultant, who led us every step of the way through this whole process. I can't recommend her more highly. We talked about our architecture team and our construction team. I mean, Lauren's a gem, a gem in the rough, as they say. And the CHAP program and the Maryland DHCD Neighborhood Business Works program, our friends at People's Bank, our lawyers at Gallagher Levis, and our marketing team at Monument Sotheby's, led by Dominique and Rodney, our management team at QP Management, Ellen Reef, and I think that's about it. I'll turn it back to Ellie. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Chris. Thanks again to Eric and Elena again from Couple Steve for the delicious refreshments. And to close, we're gonna have the unit at 501 available. So if you haven't toured one of the apartments, we're going to be doing tours upstairs. So you can either join me or one of Brian's. You can help us with the tours too. And maybe Ronnie, if you want to volunteer. Thank you. Once again, thank you everybody, and big shout out to everybody who helped this project happen.